Was Tyga's deal with Young Money Cash Money the worst deal in music industry history? Let's talk about it. Now, I know I have talked about Young Money in the past with terrible deals, but I didn't really even mention Tyga. I talked about Lil Wayne selling the label catalog at a major discount. Before that even happened, Tyga signed a terrible deal with Young Money in the first place. Tyga signed to Young Money Entertainment in 2009. The label, which was ran by Lil Wayne, is a subsidiary of Cash Money Records, owned by Birdman. When signing this deal, Tyga's lawyers was also representing Cash Money. That is obviously a conflict of interest, with the lawyer representing both sides. Tyga was 18 at the time, which makes it sadder because he clearly didn't know what was best for him. Still, signing to Young Money changed his life. Having his lawyer also representing the label he was signing to led him to not fully understand his contract. Tyga was under contract for 2 albums, which included his massive Careless World album. That album alone sold over 1 million copies. After his albums were completed, Tyga was ready to start receiving back-end royalties from his success. That never came though, but what did was a 2017 lawsuit against Cash Money. Tyga claimed that he was owed $10 million in royalties. His Careless album definitely was bringing in that kind of money, but Tyga did not realize that the deal he signed put him in a bad spot with music ownership. The owner of Cash Money, Birdman, went on to say that Tyga was not getting these royalties because he actually still owed money from his releases. Now, I personally don't trust Birdman when it comes to business, but in 2019, Tyga dropped the lawsuit because it was true. Currently, Tyga is not upfront having to pay that back to him because the royalties are still paying for it. That would put him in an even worse position than he was already in. Could this have been avoided if Tyga had a different lawyer? I'm not too sure. It could have been because a lawyer would not have had the label as a conflict of interest. At the same time, this deal still could have went bad with a different lawyer based on the lawyer's interest, the already Birdman's shadiness, whatever it may be. I don't think Tyga was represented properly, and I'm sure he feels the same way. Having your lawyer representing the label you're signing to puts you in a bad position. That was clear when it came to Tyga thinking he was owed millions in royalties, to then it turning out that he was still owing money to the label. Even though this is rough to see, I do want to talk about some positives from this. Tyga blew up his career from signing to the label. He was released in 2016 and was allowed to focus on the independent route for some time, also signing a short deal with Empire. In 2019, Tyga signed a multi-album deal with Columbia Records. It is speculated that this deal is worth $41 million. If that's the case, that definitely makes up for the $10 million left behind at Cash Money. Even if it's less than that, he is still signed to a multi-million-dollar deal. Hopefully this deal is more in his favor when it comes to back-end royalties. What I think is notable is even though Tyga signed this terrible deal at 18, he still persevered with his career, which led him to bounce back from his label issues. What are your thoughts on Tyga's lawyer representing both Tyga and Young Money Cash Money? Let me know in the comments below. Was Tyga signing to Young Money the worst deal in music industry history? There definitely are some that I've talked about that could be considered worse. Still, this is a terrible deal and it's great to see Tyga moving on past that. Thank you for watching.